Hello, my name is Keith Williston. My wife Rachel is an advanced practice nurse midwife and CPM. Together, we've been running a Mother's Love Birth Center here in Independence, Missouri. We just had to close our center because of Missouri's collaborative practice arrangement statute. We're getting ready to go to court to challenge that statute, and we wanted to explain why. You see, we plan on arguing that Missouri should have to recognize that nurses have rights too. Specifically, the nurses have the right to be treated like responsible adults and professionals. What that means to me is that at no point in your life should anybody be able to look at you and say, you have to do it because I said so. It doesn't matter what proof you have, what evidence you have, because I said so is good enough. The other thing is we think that nurses shouldn't be placed on permanent probation just because they happen to be nurses and not an MD or a DO. All of this centers around the collaborative practice arrangement statute. You see, the statute, when it requires nurse practitioners to go get a collaborating physician, it doesn't tell the collaborating physician that they have to give the nurse practitioner any particular rights or privileges or authority. It just says the physician can't give more than the nurse is able to prove they have the necessary skills, training, and competence for. Well, that means that anything less than that, the physician can say, I'm sorry, I'm not going to let you do diabetes education because I just don't want to. And because I said so, you don't get to do it. There's nobody to appeal this decision to. There's nobody to argue. There's no way to ever overcome that presumption that you just don't get to do it. But the statute makes these same terms, constant supervision, inspection of records, threat of immediate loss of legal privileges if you don't comply, but they made them apply to every single advanced practice nurse. In effect, every single advanced practice nurse is under terms of probation in the state of Missouri. It's as if the legislature looked out and said, we are going to convict you of some form of crime just because you decided to associate with the nurses instead of becoming an MD or DO. We are not going to respect your credentials. We're not going to respect your evidence. We're simply going to declare that you must have done something or you will do something because you're a nurse. We think this is unacceptable and we're going to fight it. There are 3 ways that you could get involved and help us and defend yourself. The first one is go to our website. We do need money to defray our legal expenses. It's going to be a lot. But the second thing you can do is also important. If you haven't already joined the Missouri Nurses Association, please do that today. They're out there every day lobbying for you, working for you, trying to protect your rights. Not just your scope of practice, not just your privileges, not just your ability to make money, but your right to be treated like an adult, to be treated like a professional, and that's important. The final thing, share this video. Share it with your friends, share it with other nurses, and just consider for a moment, what would happen if you would share it with your collaborating physician? Does your collaborating physician really want to be a parole officer? Now, I know some of you will realize immediately that that might be a bad idea. You'll be afraid that you could lose your collaborating agreement. Well, that should tell you something right there. If you are afraid that by simply speaking the truth, expressing an opinion, or defending your right to be treated like a professional, you could lose your legal right to practice, that's why you need to stand with us.